Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Shani. It's been a while since I dropped a full video, but this one is dedicated to all the people who weren't able to catch my patty reel. So first I'll start with 4 cups of flour. Next I'll add baking powder, a bit of sugar, curry powder, and turmeric and a pinch of salt. I will leave everything in my description box for you. I'm just going to go ahead and combine this together so that everything is evenly distributed. I also have 2.5 sticks of very cold butter. I will be grating some and then I'll also dice some and add in. And that is the secret, one of the secrets to having these delicious flaky patties. You can use a different grater. I'm just using a microplane. So this is the cubed up butter. It's ice cold, so I'm getting it into the mixture and I'm going to rub the butter into the flour to form fine breadcrumbs. I don't want to break up all of the butter. I want to leave a few pieces nice and squared up nicely. And here I have some water with ice. It's ice cold water that you need, and I'm making sure not to get any of the ice into the bowl, so I'm just using my hand to hold the ice back. So once the dough has come together, you don't want to knead and knead and knead. You just want the dough to come together. So here I'm just going to separate it into 2 parts because it's easier to work with that way, and I'm moving very quickly because I don't want the butter to start melting under my hands. So here I'm just separating it and wrapping it in plastic wrap. I'm going to do the same thing for the 2 pieces, and I'm going to put this in the fridge for 30 minutes so that the butter stays nice and cold. And while that's happening, I'm going to go ahead and make the filling because we want our filling to be cool when we're ready. So for the filling, I have onion, garlic, scallion, thyme, and scotch bonnet. I'm going to get this into my food processor with a bit of water. And then once that's done, I'll set it aside. Into a pot, I'll add in my oil, and this beef is 96% lean. You can use much leaner beef if you like. I'm going to go ahead and break that up, and once it's broken up, I add in that blended up mixture. I have some all-purpose seasoning and some paprika. I use easi spice only. You can use whatever seasoning that you like. So here I'm just adding in some dark soy sauce, and any soy sauce will do. And I'm just going to combine everything until the meat is nice and cooked nicely. And here I'm adding in 1 cup of store-bought breadcrumbs with about a 1/4 cup of water. You can use sliced bread and soak it in water and then add it to the mixture if you don't have breadcrumbs already. So once this is combined nicely, I'm just going to cover it up on a low flame for about 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, look at our meat, nice and smooth and perfect. So it's nice texture, and this is when you have your patty made, you're going to see how beautiful this is. So I'm going to go ahead and take this off the heat into a separate bowl. That way it cools down nice and quickly for me. So this is a wide bowl. I'm just going to put it in there and just spread it out and leave it. It should take about 45 minutes or so to cool completely. So once that's cooling, now we're going to go ahead and create those beautiful folds in our roll. So here I'm cleaning off my surface so that nobody doesn't say I didn't clean my surface. Now add some flour. You don't want too much flour. On the side, I have about a 1/4 cup of flour that I'm going to be using. So roll the dough out nicely and make sure that the flour is everywhere so that the dough doesn't stick. Brush a little onto the top there and then just start rolling again. You want to be able to see all those flecks of butter in your dough. So there you are, some nice flecks of butter throughout, and I'm just sprinkling on a light dusting of flour. Nothing much, just enough for the dough to keep moving. And I'm going to fold in half there, bring the 2 sides in, and I'm rolling again. Next, I'll just turn it the other way so that it's easy for me to work with. And then I'll just dust it again and fold it again 3 like that. And then make sure the flour is there and it's always moving. Roll it out again. You can fold this about 3 or 4 times and roll 3 or 4 times and roll. Just make sure that you're moving quickly so that your butter doesn't melt. So here I'm folding it here on itself again 3, and then I'm just going to roll it 1 last time, and then that's it. I'm going to wrap it back in the plastic wrap and place it in the fridge. and I'll do the same thing for the other one as well. Remember, we have 2 pieces. This is enough for 10 patties, so it's a good amount. So here you see those nice flecks of butter in my dough. You want to see those. So I'm folding that end and folding the other end over it and making sure the flour is under and at the top so that it can easily move around. I'm rolling it out each time. Then I'm gonna go ahead and fold it again. Now all of this is happening in about 15 minutes. I'm not using more time. I'm working fast, and plus it's so hot today in New York, you would be so surprised. So here I'm folding it back now, and then I'm placing it in the fridge again with the other one. So we're waiting about 30 minutes. So once the 30 minutes is done, I've just taken out one dough and I've left the other one. I've added a bit more flour, and then now we're gonna roll out and cut out our patty shapes. So roll this as much as you can. You want a nice thin flat dough. So if you want to know, this plate is from IKEA. It's from a little baby's plate. You can use any round plate. This is probably about 5 inches or so around. I'll make sure and I'll leave it in the description box for you. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cut out here. Like I said, you should get about 5 patties from 1/2 of your dough. So once that's done, I'm gonna go ahead and just take out the excess dough and set that aside. I think I made 2 little cocktail patties from that. So here is the filling. I'm just adding about 2 heaping tablespoons of filling. It's more than enough. So I've preheated my oven to 425 degrees in the meantime. I'm gonna fold these over here, and I'm making sure to seal them properly. So I'm gonna use my fork just to seal them nicely, nice around the edges. If you have a pastry cutter thingy, you can use that, but I'm just using here what I have, the fork, which is perfectly okay. And seal those edges so that none of the filling seeps out. So once those are done, I'll just lay these on my sheet. I have a sheet here that's laid with parchment paper and foil. You can use any one you have, just you need to have something there so that they don't stick to your sheet. So I'm just piercing them here, that way the air escapes. So this is the next sheet that I'm using. So I formed them out, cut them out nicely, and whatever didn't cut completely from the bowl, I'm just using a knife just to finish it up nicely. So I've added on the meat and I'm folding it over again. I do have some leftover meat. If you wanted, you can just save that for another time or just eat it. So here I'm sealing everything again and piercing it, that way the air escapes, and I'm placing them into the oven. So here we are after 20 minutes. Yes, this one oozed out a little bit, but which patty you buy that doesn't ooze out a little bit? Let me tell you. Do you see the crunch on this? This patty here is the best on the internet. Okay? So you are gonna absolutely love it. It was so flavorful, so delicious, and I really do hope you give this recipe a try. Look at crunch. Look at the crunch and the flakes on this patty. Let me tell you, it's thin and nice, perfectly baked. I really do hope that you will enjoy the video. Look, oh God, oh gosh. Anyway guys, thank you so much. I hope that now you feel you can create your own patties at home. Thank you so much for watching. How much can you eat? Drop a comment and let me know how many of these patties you can eat easily. Thanks for watching. Bye.